I thought it was just us. That makes me feel
No,
better, actually.
yeah.
No, I
So
have a
we
lot of
had
friends.
yeah, we did a gin episode and
Since
not a
then,
joke.
it's happened.
Since then,
Mhm. I
it's
told you not
happened.
to do it. I didn't even participate in that one
I
because
know
I'm
she
so
didn't
scared.
even wanna be on,
I
she's
was
like,
like, "I'm
"I'm not
scared."
doing it. Those gins are gonna haunt me. I'm not." Because we have a gin that lives in my house, like, it's just, like, a friendly gin, like, moves it so I
Who
believe in it, I was like,
communicates with
"I'll do
her and
it."
everything.
Yeah, they can talk to it's like, they're perfectly fine, and it's a good gin.
Mona's like, "I need to come to
Good.
Virginia and exercise your house fan."
It's a good gin.
No,
It's
no, no,
okay.
no, 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 no. I'm staying far, far away.
So it looks like we're
Y'all can
live
deal with
now.
that mess on your own, all by yourself. You and your good gin
You're
can just
lying.
hang out.
Thanks for joining us again, everybody. We had a
Sorry.
technical glitch, but now we are live back with Mona as she continues to talk to us about her experience in New York coming back from Standing Rock.
Mhm.
Yeah, so after the woman, sort of relayed that message of my body being medicine, carrying this child being medicine, it sort of reframed things for me. And I had been waiting to drop the baby weight, to get cute again. With both my children, I gained 70 plus pounds.
Oh, so
So
sad.
I was waiting. I was waiting to drop that weight and to get super cute in my mind. And after that experience, I was like, I am so wrong for this. This body is meant to be portrayed in the way it is, in the beautiful natural state it's in right now, and I don't need to wait for some beauty standard that I don't fit into at this moment in my life
Mhm.
to create this art that's in my heart to create. And so she really shifted things for me. Um, it was an incredible experience being at Standing Rock all by itself, but to have that reframing of my pregnant body as beautiful and good and as medicine. And so I called up my producer friend Tunde and I was like, who co-created the song with me. And I was like, Tunde, we gotta shoot this video. This belly is the medicine.
Mhm.
And Tunde was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you stop. This is but Tune was all for it. So I flew to Detroit, and we shot the video. I didn't have a following on Instagram, but I'm from Michigan. I'm from Flint, and so I had a good network of people in Michigan who were following me, and I just put out a blast saying, "Hey, if you want to be in this music video that I'm shooting, come." And the Arab American Museum offered us their space very graciously, so we were able to shoot it there. And we shot the video. I was so out of breath. I was so tired. I could hardly get through an entire take with breath, and just like kind of panting. There's like so little lung space left
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
my body at the time, but we did it. We did it. And, it was all because that woman, called my belly the medicine. And I really think that that's why the video went viral because it was an authentic representation of a non-standard, beautiful body type that is so rarely portrayed in media as beautiful, as normal, as
Mhm.
just what is instead of glorifying it or sexualizing it. It just was a part of the video, you know, just was what I looked like at the time.
Yeah, and subhanAllah, I think it revolutionized the way we view pregnant bodies and as Muslim
Mhm.
women, how we view our pregnant bodies. Because I don't know how it is in Middle Eastern culture or Arab culture, but in the South Asian subcontinent, we're like taking our scarves and shawls and covering up the
Mhm.
belly because we don't want people to know, or, that we've like basically we're admitting to having sex if we say that we're pregnant. It's like, but you told us to do this. This is why we got married. So you can't say pregnant, you can't say contraction, and you just there's so many no, 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 no's, you know, it's the whole make the halal haram thing, like, you South Asians take it to
Mhm.
a whole nother level, right? And so for us to be able to see that, I had so many girlfriends calling me up and saying, "Did you see this? She's, like, actually pregnant." Like, I thought it was fake, right? And then they told me they really were, and they're like, "She's pregnant and she's singing this, like, aim and, like, shame and blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, but why is it shameful? Like, why is it bad for us to be out and about when we're pregnant? We have to live our lives, and she's producing something creative. What did we do when we were pregnant? Put our feet up and like complained about heartburn and, did all of that other stuff that happens with
Ate ice
pregnancy. I
cream.
had, sorry?
Ate ice cream.
Ate ice cream, right?
Enjoyed it.
And here she
Not a good
is
thing.
revolutionizing music and giving us a voice. I
Yeah.
felt everything that you're saying in your lyrics in that are like all the stupid questions people have asked us, right? What, like, do you have ears? Do you have hair? And
Mhm.
it was just a testament to like the of beauty of the diversity in Islam, including all the body types that you used, because I had never seen
Mhm.
such a variety of body types in a music video. And I'm like, look, the Muslim is showing Islam right there. And everybody else is like, shame, shame. And I'm like, I didn't understand what was so shameful about it. I had 4 kids, so maybe I lost on my haya, but I was like, there's no haya in pregnancy. Definitely not in delivery, you know? So like what is the thing? Zeba, what were your thoughts when you saw the video?
Yeah, so it's so funny because, I just have to say, I had the same situation, in which case I was pregnant. A lot of people would be like, "You have to hide it." I was all about, "I'm so excited to be pregnant. I love my body." It was the only time that you can kind of just be who you are, because
Miracle.
you're growing a being. You're working just by sitting there. So even if you were saying, "I put my feet up," yeah, but you're still growing a human body. So we should be proud of that. And I still remember my dad's
That's
family
right.
always being like, I have to put the shot, same what you're saying. And I just didn't understand that concept. Like, how is it that we're doing this? Why are we doing this? Why am I hiding something that's so natural? Obviously, did it in a halal way. And I wanted to ask you specifically, because you mentioned in the beginning that we started, when we started chatting, was that you grew up in a household where music was haram, right? Or haram for our non-Muslim audiences means not allowed. And going from a family type like that to actually producing and being one of the major producers of protest music in the Muslim community, how did you segue to that? And then two, Joe, I'd like you to go ahead and pull up Good Body, because we are talking about body positiveness, but I wanted to hear this answer first, because I do think that that's what a lot of our communities, specifically females within our communities, are kind of negated. Like, you can't do this, you're not allowed to do this, you're not, can't be on the forefront. How did you get to be Mona Hather from coming from that type of a background?
Whew, yeah, girl.
I know. I'm sure it was a journey, and it
So
might open up some wounds, but you can give like the short Oprah version of it if you want to.
no, I don't feel wounded at all. Quite the opposite. I feel incredibly empowered,
Hmm.
and strong and resilient because I've studied Islam. And
Yes.
with depth of knowledge, I know the freedom that I have as a Muslim woman. It's
Yes.
when you have a very surface and superficial understanding of Islam that everything is shameful and everything is haram. And actually
Yeah.
calling something haram that is not haram is a great sin. It is a haram
It's haram.
thing.
It is
Um,
haram. That's the
yeah,
problem. Calling
it
something
is
haram that's
haram.
not haram is haram.
Yeah, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was of the opinion and of the philosophy of yassiru wa la tu'assiru. Make things easy for people, make things beautiful, make things simple. Don't overcomplicate, don't make things too difficult because the world is hard enough as it is. Um, and everybody has their capacity and God knows that God-given capacity. And so it's not our job to tell anybody what their work is in this world, what is okay for them and what is not okay. Obviously, there are parameters, you know, like at the beginning of the podcast, I loved how you were talking about the yeses and the nos. You know, our shahada, our kalima starts with la ilaha illallah. There is no God. It literally starts with the word no. You have to enter into that negative space first. You have to clear out all of the idols. You have to worship nothing except Allah. And to do that, you have to clear out money. You have to clear out seeking fame or attention. You have to clear out seeking obscurity or ambiguity. You have to clear whatever it is that's in your heart that you seek. You have to clear that away and make space only for Allah. And when you do
Yes.
that, the big yeses can emerge. And you can make space for miracles and beautiful things in your life. And your life becomes, you become a walking prayer. You know, that is the work of our deen. That is our jobs as Muslims, as women, as mothers, for raising our children to be a prayer, for just our
Yes.
raising of our children to be worship, where we don't have to stand up late at night because we're literally nursing our children back to sleep, and that's worship.
Mhm.
And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked about that as worship. That is why heaven is at the feet of the mother. You know, that's not a thing that's just to be taken lightly. It's so real. And so for me, I, I'm not too concerned with the community or people who are so engaged with judgment and tearing things down, um, when they haven't actually studied the tradition and sat at the feet of those who have a direct line of transmission back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Um, because I know that when you have that, you are in the work of making the world beautiful. You are in
Yeah.
the work of making the world excellent with your life, with your work, with your love, with your attention and intentions. And so, you know, people can shame whoever they want, but I am unashamed because I was taught that pregnancy is it wasn't in my hands. I didn't get pregnant, um, especially not the first time, because it was something that I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get pregnant now." You know, that
Mhm.
especially for people with fertility issues, that is something that is in the hands of God, you know?
Yes.
It is something that I never expected to happen to me at the age that it happened to me. It wasn't something that I intended for. And it was difficult to become pregnant, having not necessarily desired it,
Yes.
having
And
huge
planned for
plans.
it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, not feeling ready. I like, you know, I didn't feel ready as a young woman to to become pregnant within the first year of my marriage, within the first few months of my marriage.
Mhm.
So it was hard, and you know, in that way we have to submit and say that this is in the hands of God, and I am not ashamed of that which God has put in my life, whether it's my autoimmune illness, whether it's my weight and my hormonal issues, whether it's my facial hair, like whatever
Mhm.
it is that God put
Great
in my
hair.
life, it's God, it's from God, and I have to deal with it as best and as beautifully as I can. And for me as a woman, I don't have the luxury of, you know, just wishing it away, you know.
Right. Right. I mean, dua has
You
its
have to
place, but what
submit.
I love is to make yourself a walking prayer and make your children a walking I love that concept so completely. The only thing I wanted to add when you're talking about clearing spaces and clearing like the money and the career and all the plans, that we make when Allah is the best of planners. What I want to remind those moms who are still so worried about their kids' academic success, even that is one of the idols we have to clear because some of us
Mhm.
are so fixated on where are my
Yeah.
kids and where are they going. Sister, that ain't in your control. We're going to do the best that we can, but you're just going to have to learn to let go and trust that Allah's got it, and He's the one who's going to carry our children. It's not us.
Yeah. And the prophets are such a lesson for us in the raising of our children because we
Mhm.
know that the prophets, struggled with their families.
Yes.
Mhm.
Many of the prophets' children struggled with the messages, like the children of Sayyidina Nuh, the
Mhm.
children
Mhm.
of our original father, Sayyidina Adam,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
whose child literally murdered their sibling.
Mhm.
These like talk about struggle. Your child murders your other child. Like, we have to confront these things head on and say, at a
Yes.
certain point, you have to submit and put your children in the hands of God and say, I'm doing my best, and the rest is in God's hands and is God's will.
Yep. Absolutely. I want to kind of take us to past projects because that's going to lean us right into the next clip that we wanted to share with everybody because you've talked about so much. I know a lot of it is feminist dialogue, a lot of it is anti colonial dialogue, but the postpartum depression, your breastfeeding on Barbarian. Pregnancy that we talked about, the first pregnant person on a music video we ever saw, body positivity. I believe the video for that came out just a year ago, so we'll play that. And you demonstrate it through your art. So I feel like anybody who's critical of music, you don't have to listen to it. Music is controversial in Islam. A lot of people believe it's haram. A lot of people believe it's okay. And there's authentic proofs for both. So that room for dialogue is actually a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't want to listen to it, don't. But if you don't listen to Mona's music, I'm telling you that you're missing out on these very critical lyrics. Read the lyrics. The first time I saw the video, I didn't understand. Then when I read the lyrics and then when I found out she was really pregnant, I went back. I was like, whoa, she's protesting so much here. This is this has a message. This isn't just music to talk about the girl shaking her booty. This is a woman who physically cannot shake her booty because she's very heavily pregnant. But and nobody's really shaking their booty in the videos, but the
There
message
is
is
no
so
booty shaking.
empowering. There's no booty shaking. I don't see, there's no, what is it, twerking that people do. So on
Oh my
that note, I'm
gosh.
I'm
Absolutely.
well, so my daughter knows how to twerk to this video because she absolutely loves Good Body that was released last January. So we'll have Joe play a clip of this so that we can see kind of the diversity of both Islam and all of its facets and all of Muslims in this one video right here.
You got a body where it's at. It's a good body. Believe that the body need love. Now run it back. Everybody a good body, and that's facts. You got a big body, small body. You got a tall body, hairy body, brown body. Listen to mommy, not one body bad. Everybody a good body, and that's facts. It's a what? It's all mine. It's a what? I say it all the time. It's a good body. Now let it shine, let it shine. I'm a dime. Let it shine, let it shine. Hit the Carlton in my mirror dancing.
I absolutely love that. My daughter will dance to it all day and play it on repeat. It's the reason why she's like, "Can I talk to Mona today?"
Well, I mean,
Oh
the
my
fact that you're using
heart.
this they're groundbreaking. Like you're sending messages. I mean, obviously, like Uzma and I have daughters. It's giving a positive message for them.
Mhm.
And the one thing I want to ask like my daughter who's 15 and a possible budding artist herself, like, how would you start the approach to kind of convert the art or what they perceive as their art to actually produce it or to make something of it? Like, so what are some of those things, those tips right now that you can kind of give those budding Muslim artists watching you?
I mean, this is gonna sound super corny, but I say it in that song, 5 foot nothing, that's me. I'm tall as I need to be to manifest all of these dreams. Hard to find the right size jeans, but I say so fresh and so clean. It
Mm-hmm.
like we have to accept ourselves truly. radical self-acceptance of all our complex identities is our superpower.
Yes.
And when we are able to affirm our plain and simple existence, that we are here to do nothing more than to worship Allah. Um, and by worshiping Allah, we live the most beautiful lives we possibly can live. That becomes um, that becomes the means by which we do anything we do. So whether you're an artist or you're a custodian, a janitor, a chef, a teacher, a plumber, whatever your work is in the world, you will do it beautifully when you accept yourself for who you are. And you're not trying to be somebody else. You're not trying to look like somebody else. You're not trying to act like somebody else. You know, like the Kardashianization of the
Mm,
world
Mm.
yes.
isn't isn't toxic only because um they're harmful in that they're unattainable beauty standards, but it's harmful because they truly seek to sell us on the idea that we should look like them, that we should
Exactly.
want to look like them, when their entire philosophy, their entire aesthetic is stolen from Black women. From there was a meme that went around recently of Kylie Kardashian trying to look like Haifa Wahbi and all these other Middle Eastern stars, with the same kind of nose jobs and the same fillers and the same everything. When everybody's trying to look the same, we lose some of that sparkle that makes us
Who we are.
perfectly aligned to do
I
to
agree.
give our specific medicine that Allah created us to give, to administer to this world that needs our healing, that needs our particular nose, that needs our particular love, that needs our particular message, that needs our particular podcast or work or
Yeah.
whatever it is, mommying. And when we don't do that, not only do we miss out on fulfillment and beauty and love and contentment, we and our ultimate purpose, but I think the world misses out. We deprive the world of a special light that could have been channeled through us. Allah is Al-Nur, and we could have channeled that particular light. So to anybody who is figuring out who they want to be in the world, whether you're an artist or a musician or whether it's your daughter, you have to affirm who you are first, that we are
Yes.
here to worship Allah, and everything else will fall into line. Everything else. Because when you commit, oh Allah, I want to make beauty for your sake. I want to make beauty because you are Al Jamal and you love Jamal. You love beauty. You are a Nur, and so I want to bring your Nur. And the Prophet ﷺ said in Hadith Qudsi, تَخَلَّقُوا بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ, that take on the attributes of Allah. So when Allah says Allah is beauty and loves that which is beautiful, it's not just a saying, it's not for nothing. It's because we are supposed to channel beauty and make beautiful work in this world. Whether you're a neurosurgeon or whatever it is, make your work beautiful. So we can talk about the specific mechanics of how to make music, but these kids are way better than me at all that. They have all their YouTube tutorials, and they're way mastered. They've mastered that stuff 10 times better than I can. I have a nephew who's been making music since he was 12, 13, and he learned everything on YouTube. So
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and all these kids have become experts, I think, on making videos just on TikTok, right? In the last year.
Exactly.
yeah, they know all these amazing things. And I'm not on TikTok. I'm actually not on any social media right now. And I do feel like I'm not learning the things that
Oh,
they're learning right now. But I'm I'm reading books, so it's a little
Yeah.
different.
You're
That
going a
sounds
little bit old
luxurious.
school. You're going old school right now, and that's totally fine. Sometimes we have to go back to the basics, people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My favorite ingredient in that Good Body video is at the beginning when you're making the perfume with 2 drops of colonial tears. I absolutely love it. I talk about, colonialism, white imperialism, all of that good stuff, usually on my soapboxes. So I saved you that today, but because you do such a good job commenting on that, like on your video, Barbarian, which has all of the things that we listed earlier that Mona talks about: motherhood, anti colonialism, and then your nod to the Kardashianism and women, including in our community, in our Muslim community, moms, single women, our daughters feeling the need to falsify their lashes and falsify their cheekbones
Mhm.
and their noses and their chins and all of that good stuff. I love this video for that reason. If Joe could put that clip up for Barbarian.
If they're civilized, I'd rather stay savage. We them barbarians, beautiful and scaring them, earth shaking, rattling, be wild out loud again. We them barbarians, jasmine and frankincense, feminine invading them, beautiful barbarians. Say it again, beautiful barbarian. Say it again, beautiful barbarian. Beast before now, they wanna be wearing my skin. We don't let them win. We beautiful barbarians. Let me think back. I remember days on these big lips. Oh, they used to hate. Now the script flip.
Like you said,
I
like
love
taking
that.
on all the features of our people. We used to get made fun of for the big lips and the big mouths and like being so tall and being so brown. And I always wondered, but you don't like my skin, but you spend all your time sunbathing to look like me. So I'm not really sure, how do you reconcile that difference? So